facial cleanser. And as you can tell, it has a very glowing effect. Just kidding. It's the sun. I'm unexpectedly in my car, so Jamie is recording for us, which I'm really appreciative. We have an incredible guest speaker today, Shawna Blunn. I'm so excited. Several of you have shared your struggles with your limiting beliefs, whether that be you're struggling with fear of inadequacy or the imposter syndrome of feeling like no matter, even if you are qualified, you feel like you're never good enough. Why would anyone ever want to join me? And so you don't take any action, or you don't send the invites, or fear of rejection, fear of what people think, fear of all, you fill in the blank for yourself. Well, I did a post in our roundtable page and asked, hey, does anyone have a great story or coaches that you know who are experts on this topic? Because I'd love for our team to be able to hear from someone other than me of how it's okay to feel these things if we can address them, acknowledge them, and still move forward. And Shawna's name was brought to my attention, and so many people had such incredible things to say about her. So I'm really thankful that she's taking the time to talk with us and to share her story. I unfortunately don't have her stats in front of me, but I know that I posted them in our call announcement in our team page. I know that she's a 9-star diamond coach, 2-time elite, 1-time premier. Let's see what I can remember. 1-star diamond in her second CBC. She became a coach in 2020. And I know that you had shared with me that these were all fears that you struggled with, and they kept you paralyzed for a little bit. And then I can't wait to hear from you what it was that shifted, because you have had incredible success in a very short amount of time. And I don't want to talk anymore. I want our team to hear from you. But thank you so much, Shawna, for being on the call with us. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you. Am I able to share my screen? Possibly.
You should be able to. Okay, James, you're the host. Go to, if you click, let's see. I wonder if I can do, I don't think I can do anything now. If you click on Shawna's name, see if that allows her to share her screen, or.
I think if you make me co-host, I should be able to share.
Okay.
Shawna's now going to be the host. That's the only option I have. So is that going to stop the recording?
No, it should keep recording.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. I'm host now. Perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. I'm just going to move you guys. Actually, I'll just leave it here. Can you guys see my screen okay? Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit about my story and talk about limiting beliefs. So this is something I struggled with for a long time. So I actually started coaching in 2016. I was 21 years old. I was a student. And basically these programs came to my attention because my coach, who was my roommate, was doing Insanity in the Basement, and she saw incredible results. Long story short, I let the college life get to me, and I needed a workout program. I needed something because I stopped taking care of myself. And my coach asked me to join like 3 or 4 times, and I said no so many times because I was such an introvert. Like, I struggled with anything to do with public speaking, anything to do with even just being in a small social setting. Like, my face would go red, like I would be stuttering, like I'd be sweating. Like, I struggled with that for so long. So I was like, there's no way I can put myself out there on social media. Like, I am way too shy for this business. There's no way. And so when I started, I held back for a long time, for probably 2 years into the business, just because of all of the limiting beliefs that I had of being a shy, introverted person. I just kept saying, like, there's no way I could see success if I'm that type of person, right? So I actually became a full-time coach February of last year, and so grateful that I did. I originally went to school to be an ECE. I worked in kindergarten classrooms, and of course, coaching was my passion. And I decided to pursue this full time in February of last year. So I wanted to share a little bit of a timeline with you guys, just so you can kind of see where I've been within my business. Definitely hasn't been rainbows and butterflies because of what, like, the reasoning why I struggled with, limiting beliefs and, being afraid of putting myself out there and feeling like I couldn't be a leader to a team. So just kind of a quick timeline here. Again, 2016, I was 21 years old, just finishing up school. I decided to jump into coaching in May, and I was a success starter and diamond in 4 months. So I honestly didn't even know what diamond was. Basically, my coach was like, "Hey, like, you're going to be diamond this week." And I'm like, "I don't know what that means, but awesome." But then I stayed at diamond for 2 years. This is where limiting beliefs and all of that started taking over. I actually almost quit a year in. My coach, luckily, thank God, reached out to me and was like, "Shawna, like, I can tell something's up." Basically, I stopped posting on social media, and she's like, "I know that you have like potential in this business. Like, don't quit, like, keep going. I know that this is something that you're made for." And I believed her. Luckily, she believed in me before I believed in myself. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that upline or that friend or that accountability partner that is going to tell you that they believe in you before you believe in yourself. Because if I stopped just because of, fear of other people's opinions, like, that would have got me nowhere. So 2018, I was working full time. I was still a diamond coach, but I attended my first summit, and that really opened my eyes to what this business could do for me, in so many different ways. Basically, I heard a speaker. She was introverted. She was shy. She saw so much success in this business. She was from a small town, and I was like, "Holy crap, this girl, like, if she can do it, why can't I?" So sometimes it takes, seeing somebody else or hearing from somebody else that if they're shy and they're introverted and, they had limiting beliefs, but they saw massive success. She was an elite coach. That just like really brought the fire in me. So I took that home with me and I decided to go all in. That year, going all in, we went 2-star diamond. We were a top 5 team cup team in Canada. I rallied the team together and I was like, "Guys, I think we can do this." And we ended up being a premier team that year. So Team Cup was really helpful for my business, but also for my entire team. 2020, we attended NLC. I actually got to attend it with one of my PS coaches, which was awesome. And I was still working full time, and we actually came home from NLC. We took so much knowledge back to our team, and we decided to start running our own team culture, which is something I will also talk about. We started running our own push groups, and we ended up being an elite team that year. And I also got to attend leadership. So here we are, 2021. Again, that was quite the timeline, but it just kind of shows you that if you start to believe in yourself and you like take over the limiting beliefs and you just keep going, eventually you'll see success. You just have to believe in yourself. I think belief is key in this business, because if you don't believe in yourself, then why are you going to show up every day and put the work into something you don't believe in, right? So we locked in elite last year for the second time in a row, which was really exciting in good old December.
Hey, Shawna, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. Since you're the only host, there's a couple people I think that are waiting to enter, and I can't. So I'm so sorry.
Okay, no worries. Oh, I'm admitting them right now.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
No problem. I think that was everyone.
Okay. I wish there's a way that I could do both. But
no worries. I'm glad you told me.
Thank you.
Perfect. No problem.
Okay.
And then I just wanted to share this quote. I don't know if you guys have heard of Josh Coates before, but he talks a lot about limiting beliefs, and he actually runs a great course. I actually attended the free one back when the pandemic was like crazy and you couldn't leave your house. But basically, I really love this quote, and it says, "Our limiting beliefs are constantly looking for a story to justify our fears and excuses." So we let those limiting beliefs take over, and it's literally just a fear we have or an excuse we have as to why we're not taking action. So basically, I want you guys to put in the chat why, you are a good leader, because I sat back for so long being like, I can't be a good leader. I'm way too quiet. I'm way too shy. Like, there's no way I could be a good leader. But if you like allow yourself to like write out what makes you a good leader, like there's no one way of being a good leader. Every person in the Beachbody world is a good leader in one way, shape, or form. So put in the chat what you think makes you a good leader. So whether you're confident, whether you're consistent, you show up every day, whether you're leading from the front, maybe you hit Success Club every month. Maybe you're being a product of the product. You're showing up, you're finishing a workout program, you're following the nutrition plan, being yourself, being a good example. Like all of these things make you a good leader. But a lot of us just like let those small things like make us sit back and think, I'm not a good leader. Like all of these things, these are just examples of reasons why you should continue to show up and, send those invites and invite people to your team, because all of these are great reasons of being a good leader. And that's something that I didn't think for the longest time. I put leadership on a pedestal, and everything that I was doing was leadership. I just didn't think it was. So would love for you guys to like eventually write down what you think makes you a good leader. And you'll show up that way, and you'll continue to inspire more people to do the same. So something that I practiced was affirmations. And I wrote these down every single day. I know it seems silly, but this helped me. Like this helped me become the leader to my team. This helped me like continue to show up every day. And to me, like I was so consistent. Like that's something that I thought I was really good at, because I showed up every single day, regardless of what was going on in my life. So I would write down, I'm a good leader because I am consistent. And this made my team consistent, right? Like it showed them like with consistency comes success. So I would also write down, I am a good leader because I lead from the front. I do not miss a month of Success Club, although some months can be tougher than others. Don't get me wrong, but I like make sure non-negotiable, I lock in Success Club 10 no matter what. I'm a good leader because I care. So I care about other people. I care about my team. I care about my clients. And that makes you a good leader if you care, right? So no matter who joins your team, no matter if it's a client or a coach, if you care about, their well-being and helping them, that's good leadership. Obviously, everyone is caring if you're a Beachbody coach anyway. I'm a good leader because I am helping other people see success. So if you, run a chat pod, or, you're on a team call, or you're helping other coaches, you're helping other people. So that to me is a good leader. Make sure you try writing these down in the morning or whenever you do your daily routine, because when you like tell yourself, you'll start to believe it, right? So you're sitting there telling yourself, normally you would say, oh, I suck at this. I can't recruit people. I can't do this. Try shifting it to something more positive so that your brain like literally makes you believe in it. Lead based on your values and your coaches will follow suit. So for me, like I said, I was somebody who told my coaches consistently show up every single day, and your followers will be attracted to that. They'll want to have a coach that shows up every single day. And your coaches will follow what you do. So again, this is like what I wrote personally, and everyone's different. So make sure that you're writing something that, helps you and your values too, right? Limiting belief number 2, I haven't seen a lot of success. Therefore, how am I going to help other people see success? I struggled with this too, because again, I sat back for 2 years and I wasn't really seeing success, but again, it was my own fault. But I needed to write down things that, okay, well, these little things are important too. It doesn't have to be crazy things like hitting a lead or hitting Premier or whatever, because all of these small things that you're doing now will eventually lead up to that, right? So maybe you're getting results in a workout program. That's success. Maybe you sign up your first client or your first customer. That's success right there. Maybe you got your first rank advancement, emerald, diamond. That's success right there. I don't know if you guys watched the National Wake Up Call today, but she talked about how she writes down 5 things that she celebrates about herself. I think it was 5 to 10 things that she celebrates about herself every single day, so that she continues to be excited about her work, right? So it doesn't have to be crazy things that you accomplish. It can be just the small things that are going to lead up to that. So all of these are so important. And don't forget about these, because it can be so easy to like say like, oh, how am I supposed to help other people see success if I'm not? Again, that's something that you have to work on in your daily routine, and like continuing to tell yourself those positive things. But try celebrating the small things, because those are important too. Again, these are just affirmations I would write down for myself, and I still do this to this day. Like affirmations have always helped me, just because I have such a negative mindset at the beginning. If I keep telling myself this stuff, then I'm going to believe it, right? So, I'm successful because I signed up my first customer. And you can, again, write these as if it was your own success, but these are just examples. You're inspiring your family and your friends. You're inspiring your Instagram followers. You hit Success Club, you rank advanced, you got results in a workout program. Just make sure you write a list of these, because every single day you'll be excited about it, and you'll like, no, like I am successful, instead of saying I'm not successful, because that's something that a lot of us do struggle with, right? We're human. Limiting belief number 3. Why would someone want to sign up with me when they can sign up with my upline or that awesome girl that I follow on Instagram? How many of you have thought this before? Because this is something I struggled with forever. I was like, why would they want to sign up with me? Like, my coach is way cooler. She like has all of the things. And this is what I started doing. I stopped comparing my business to everyone else's. I started being myself. And that's when I started to attract my people. I used other coaches' success as fuel, right? So like I follow other coaches, like that doesn't bother me. I follow them for inspiration, right? I follow the top coaches because they inspire the heck out of me. And I'm like, okay, if she can do it, why can't I? And it's just like, but if you're somebody that like follows other coaches and you compare your business and you're always like saying, I can never do that, maybe that's not good for your business. But I use it as fuel. I use it as like good for her, proud of her, like why not me kind of thing, right? So just know that no one is you, and that's your superpower. Be yourself and you will attract those people. That's something that really helped me. Limiting belief number 4. My team's failure is my fault. I used to think that all the time. Like I'd be like, my coaches aren't seeing success. It's my fault. They're not hitting Success Club. It's my fault. And here's the thing, like there's no success without failure and losses. The amount of times I've, felt like a failure or like dropped rank or, like currently right now, I hit 9-star diamond, but I'm currently in the rebuilding phase. Like I had 4 diamonds, quit the business. And it's like, it's always going to be like that. Like there's not everyone's going to stay at your table. And it's just something that I had to realize, like not everyone is going to stick around. And yeah, it's frustrating at first and it can be really discouraging, but just know that there's always going to be those cancellation emails. There's always going to be those people that, don't really believe in the business like you believe in it, but that's why you have to keep recruiting and finding those people. And then just some tips for you guys. So I made sure that I found a circle of people that I could level up with. So I was always staying around the same people that kind of did the same things and like they just didn't have that energy. So I found people that were excited like I was. They had big goals like I did. Some of these girls in this picture aren't even on my team. We found each other on Instagram. We collab with, groups every month. They don't have to be on your team. If you want to vibe with other coaches in the network, reach out to them. Don't be afraid. Like this is something that really helped us because, well, number one, we became friends with people like other coaches in the network. That's awesome. You get to hang out with them on, coach events and stuff like that. But if you need to surround yourself with other people, don't be afraid to reach out to them. I needed people who were calling me out on my excuses. Like if I wasn't in the Zoom room in the morning, I needed the type of people that were like, okay, where are you, Shawna? Like, why aren't you here? I started working closely with these people. People run their businesses differently. And it's so nice to hear like how we can collab and like help our teams out. And just like people who believe in this business to this core, I needed to surround myself with people like that. So highly recommend if you don't have like a success partner or a group of women who, have that energy that you want, go find it, because there's so many other Beachbody coaches and other like women you can connect with. And it's just something that really helped us as a team. Another thing too was creating a morning routine for manifesting the life that I want to create. So this is something I do every single morning. I write down, basically it's kind of similar to the Rachel Hollis journal, but I write down 5 things I'm grateful for right now in this life that I'm living. 10 dreams that I want to, create. I write them as if they've already happened, because basically I do this before I do a work hour. Because then that way I know like why I'm showing up and why I continue to get up in the morning, what my goals are, what my purpose is. Like I leave my vision board right behind me every single day. So I know like, okay, I'm working towards that. And I want you guys to be specific as to not so much like, I want to be a 10-star diamond or whatever it is. Let Beachbody be your vehicle, but not your actual goal-oriented like list that you write, right? So for example, if you write down, I want to be a 5-star diamond elite coach, why do you want that? Like, what is that going to do for your future and your life? Like to me, like I had to be so specific as to why I wanted that, because a title to me doesn't push me every day. Like it has to be something that I am so motivated to do that it's going to keep me going every single day. So be specific on your goals and don't just use Beachbody as your goal. Use it as a vehicle to get to where you want. And I'd always write down, like, what do I want to accomplish first? That is also, and I believe it's in the Rachel Hollis journal as well. So this is something that works for me in the mornings. Again, make it your own if it doesn't work for you, but manifestation is huge. I also love this quote, just wanted to quickly share it. It says, not quitting is a skill, it is a talent. 92% of people quit on their goals and walk away from their dreams. Do not let that be you. That was me in 2017, so close to quitting this because, so-and-so might make fun of me, or like so-and-so stopped following me on Instagram, right? Like those little things will not even compare to the life that I want and am working towards, right? So who cares what other people think? Who cares, if so-and-so says no or blocks you or says you're annoying? Who cares? Find someone else. They will, stop following you. It's not the biggest deal, right? So that's something that I continue to tell myself. These are just books that I wanted to share with you guys. I know that I'm always looking for different personal development books. Fear is My Homeboy. That was like really good, especially if you, again, have really big fears of rejection and all of those things. Great book. The Slight Edge, of course, I like one of my all-time favorite books. You Are a Badass was my first book as a new coach, and that really helped me again with stepping outside my comfort zone. And Get Over Your Damn Self is also a great book. These are good for like, mindset, if you like struggle with those sorts of things. But if you're looking for more of like a leadership book, these are all of my favorite leadership books, especially Be Obsessed or Be Average. That's like one of my favorites, but I'm always looking for new ideas for personal development. Just sometimes you read a personal development book and you're like, oh, this is not something that I'm looking for right now. So make sure that you're always like trying new books if you're not loving it, because if you don't love it, then you're not going to be excited to read it. So, and then my last slide here is, do you ever look at another woman and think, wow, that girl is really crushing it? Please remember that you are that person to somebody else. Keep showing up because that girl needs you. Again, that's a really good quote that I like to hear. I heard it on a national wake up call and I was like, wow, that's so true. But hopefully that was helpful. I know that was like a lot of information and stuff like that, but I know that limiting beliefs a lot of people struggle with. So you're not alone.
Houses. That was so good. Okay, literally, of course, in this moment, all my kids are getting in the car, so hopefully you guys can hear me. If anyone has any questions, please unmute yourself, or if you're not able to unmute yourself, put them in the chat box. I wanted to ask you something from kind of maybe a tactical piece of advice. If someone is in this space right now where you were before you had this amazing mindset shift, and they know better, they know they shouldn't care about people's opinions, but they do, and they're in it and they're struggling with it, and it's like they, for some reason, they just keep hitting their head against the wall, and they're like, I'm just so nervous, I don't send invites because I'm scared of what people are going to think. What would be your best piece of advice to give them to help them break through that wall to be able to have these mindset shifts?
Yeah, I think that's definitely where the inner work comes, and creating like a routine for yourself that you can have, like, for example, the routine that I just shared, like writing 10 dreams that you have, because if you have like this big goal for yourself of like in your future, depending on what it make, for example, maybe you want to take your family to Disney, you know? So if you want to take your family to Disney, having that scarcity mindset of like, oh, I can't do this because I'm afraid of somebody saying no to me, or like I'm afraid to do this. Your dream of taking your kids to Disney, that should be like your why, right? Like that should be like, okay, no matter what, like this invite is important to me because, you know, I want to achieve that. And if I want to achieve that, I have to do the things of sending the invites. So I think like having that list of your big goals is key, because if you don't have like a reasoning to why you're sending that invite, then you're never going to like pull the trigger, if that makes sense. So
I love that. So wise. Does anyone else have some questions? This was so spot on, and I think you guys would all agree, like exactly what everyone needs to hear. And I feel like if this is something that you struggle with on a consistent basis, we need to remind ourselves of these things. I was gonna ask, would you mind sharing your slides after the call?
Sure.
So we can like go over some of the things. I think it's so good.
Yep, no problem.
Anyone else have any questions? Any feedback? Was this helpful? I know I can only see a couple of your faces.
Very helpful. I don't really have any questions at this point, just a lot of writing. Because this is exactly where I'm at. Like I think because I went into this with the mindset that, you know, I'm just going to be a coach for the discount, and if it grows, great, you know, kind of thing. But I obviously believe more in the product and in the results, just from my own personal experience and the community that I've already been a part of. And, but there's still that fear of like, I don't want to be a salesman. I don't want to like reach out to people and have them be like, oh, okay, great, you got on this new fad and now you think you know it all, or, you know, whatever. So I think getting over that, but before that even happens, I think I need to really secure my routine and my morning thoughts and daily thoughts, and to feel more confident in taking that next leap of putting myself out there to say, hey, you know, what do you think? So thank you for everything.
You're welcome. Yeah, I think it's definitely the inner work that's important, because again, like you're going to have that mindset of all the time in the back of your head, like I can't do this, like no one wants to join me. So if like you don't have that inner work, then I think that's something that you'll struggle with, right? So the National Wake Up Call was really good today, of talking about her inner work and like how she like brings that into her day and her business. It was really good.
I think too, Danica, one of the things that at least helps me is identifying that our struggles are not unique to only us. We're not the only ones who struggle with that. And so knowing that there's going to be women who come into your life who struggle with those same thoughts or those same insecurities or those same struggles. And sometimes it can be really healing to be able to identify, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm struggling with. And then you turn around and teach someone else, like, and you could even role play or like practice with Jamie. Okay, so Jamie, I'm going to pretend that you're struggling with the same thing I am. So this is what I would tell you to do to help move, like grow through it. And in doing that, when something happens, when we change the perspective of this is my struggle or my weakness or my stuff, to putting it on how can I help someone else with theirs, all of a sudden for a lot of people we start to see clearer and it's more simple, and it's like, oh, we could totally do this. This is our plan, to move past it. And so I just wanted to share that because it's been helpful for me in different areas of the business specifically. And that could help with the strategies that Shawna's given us on like doing that morning routine, for example. I think that would change the game for all of us, for everybody, if we did those things. And then you use that as a marketing tip or a marketing thing where you're saying, hey, let's do this free, like I'm gonna teach you how to change your day with this morning routine that I've been practicing, and I want to find 10 women who want to practice this morning routine with me, for 2 weeks, and let's see what happens. Even if it's free, but you're building your connections and you're building your network that way, and you're taking something that you struggles with and you're growing stronger in it through helping other people. And I think that's what this business is about. And it's why you don't have to have a 6-pack in order to help other people to lose weight, because we're all getting healthier being a coach of ourselves first. And we don't have to be at the finish line. We don't have to have a perfect routine down before we can help other people. We just have to say, this is what I'm doing about it. I want to help other people as I'm learning how to help myself. And that's kind of like the essence of coaching, I feel like,
Well, and I definitely think that's the part I have to get comfortable with, is not letting my ability to, or my current journey with learning still and feeling very green and naive to the whole process, get in the way of me helping somebody else. Like it's okay to learn with them. It's okay to not necessarily be wrong, but to try different things and to just put it out there and just put it out there. And that's the part I'm like, don't put it out there. So, because I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm still learning, I have no idea what I'm doing here, but I do. And people are coming to me and asking me questions, but it's like, how do I get the gumption, I guess, to like go to them? So I'll get there.
So what I have learned in this process for 2 years, being stuck at diamonds, by the way, like your words, I wrote it down, stuck at diamonds. So thank you, Shawna, because that is where I'm at, but I'm moving through that by like now reaching out and saying I'm coaching and inviting people to the business. That is something that's taken me 2 years, Danica. So I just want to reassure anybody who is new to coaching on this call that this is a process. And Jess has said it before, but like failing forward, I promise you that you're going to get back up. Like, I don't know how many times I have shared maybe not the best information about the products, or I've committed to a workout program and failed. What I should have done, now that I look back, I should have acknowledged it. I should have put it out there. I should have been like, my life has fallen apart in the last 6 weeks or whatever it is. I didn't complete that program. I didn't. And that's just life. But I got back up and now I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Do you want to do it with me? I know what it's like to battle through hard seasons. So sharing those like insecurities that you're having, it actually allows people, it breaks down their barriers, because now I've been doing this for 2 years and people have been watching me do it for 2 years. I have to kind of break them down, like not intimidate them, right? Like now I can be a little bit intimidating because I do show up every day. I do practice gratitude every day. I do read personal development every day. It's what I do, but it's not what I used to do. And so now I have to, like, when I encourage you to do personal development and show up every day to exercise, that can be a little bit intimidating because now I've already secured that, versus you have the ability to have somebody walk with you, like alongside you, instead of leading from the front. So there is opportunity in those early times. And you're doing it, Danica. I think you're overthinking everything that you post. You're building that. You're building that trust. People are watching you. Now you just have to get past that point where you're ready to just be like, want to do this with me? Because when they post and say, you're doing great, perfect opportunity. Thanks. Like, I'm learning. Do you want to, I would love to have somebody, an accountability partner, to do it with me. Those are the simple things in the beginning versus seasoned down the road. You have to kind of navigate it a little different.
So true. I think I used to say that, I don't remember, at some point in the last 6 years, but you're only a new coach once. You really are only a new coach once. And everywhere, every step along the way, whether you're 1 year in or 2 or 6 or 10, something will get in your head like, well, I've been doing this for this amount of time and I'm not where I thought I was. And so that's going to stop you. Whereas in the beginning, it's, well, I'm just a brand new coach. I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's going to stop you. There will always be something in your head, like seeds of doubt, that will try and stop you. And no one ever wakes up one day and has the gumption to do it. I honestly have learned that courage and that comes from actually doing it when you don't feel like doing it. And then recognizing, I used to have to do this to myself, and it's the only reason I share with like live videos and things that I used to be afraid of that no one would believe that I used to be afraid of now, because I talk so much, is I used to tell myself, like, am I gonna die? Worst case scenario, if I invite these people to do this with me and I say a dumb thing or the wrong word, am I gonna die? No. Life will still go on. So I have to decide, is my vision important enough? Because I know that it's in the hard things. And Danica, I hope you know, I'm not just picking on you by any means. This is for all of us. Everybody needs this reminder, including myself, right? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I know what I need to do. This is a people business. I need to connect with more people. And do I believe in it? Yes and yes. Okay, let's go. Like, let's go. Let's do it. Let's get excited about it. That's why I was up till midnight last night creating something for us all to invite to for March. I want, like, it's worth it. Like, let's go together. And I think that Shawna's call could not come at a more perfect time for all of us to remind us what's possible. Like, what you've accomplished, Shawna, in such a short amount of time is so incredible. And I'm so proud of you and excited for you and really appreciative that you took the time to share with us, because it really is inspiring and very real and relatable. So yeah, I appreciate it. Awesome, you guys. Any other questions before we let you all go? Before my kids start dying.
One thing to Shawna, what I really appreciated was your timeline that you had put out of your coaching journey. I think that is very inspiring to show people that you're not alone when you kind of hit those roadblocks. And then it's really awesome to be able to see your shift. Like, that was crazy to have that in like a timeline form and see that shift. And then for you to be able to use that of what you changed, what changed at, was it 2018 and then to 2021? Like, I love that. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Glad it was helpful. I think it's nice to kind of see, like, because so many times you look at other coaches and you're like, oh, good for her. Like, she's a, 15-star, whatever. But like, you don't really see like the amount of time and like what happened every year kind of thing. And I always think that's like nice to see, and it's more relatable. So I thought that would be helpful.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shawna. Thank you everyone for being on the call. Hopefully we worked out this out in the middle of life's chaos. And we will have this recording up at some point, maybe tomorrow. But again, thank you so much, Shawna. I appreciate your time, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you, Shawna.